Hello ladies and gents and everything in between outside of it. I'm Sophia and welcome back to a new video. Please tell me if you can even understand what I actually say in the beginning of my videos, because I've heard that some people don't understand a single thing that I'm saying. So I can always say it slower if you want me to. But welcome. Today we're just going to do a really easy what I read in August. Today is the 31st of August. I'm not going to finish anything today, so I might as well just tell you all the books I've read. This is my best month in my entire life. I've never read this many books in 1 month. I read 14 books this month. So the first book that I read in August is Reminders of Him. I do have a reading vlog up from this book. It was a roller coaster. It's one of my shorter reading vlogs just because I kept reading and reading and reading, forgetting that I actually had to, vlog it. But I love this book. I gave it 5 stars and I think I still stand by that. It's my favorite Colleen Hoover book, and I know there's a bunch of shit going on with Colleen Hoover in terms of if people like her and if people don't like her. This is about a mom that was in prison for 5 years and she lost custody of her child, and now she's out of it, and now she wants to find her daughter and reconnect with her and be in her life, but that is more difficult than she thinks. And this whole book, it's such an emotional roller coaster. From the start to the end, nothing is easy about the story. Nothing is simple. Everything is complicated and everything is complex. And I flew through this book quite easily. Just because for me, Colleen Hoover's writing is easy to read. I sobbed my eyes out after that book because the ending, I couldn't. I wanted to stare at a wall. I decided to read Nick and Charlie, and I kind of forgot that I already knew what was going to happen in this book, and that it kind of breaks your heart and then puts it back together, but I forgot about that. So I was like, oh, Nick and Charlie, Heartstopper, the Heartstopper couple, I'll be fine. This is a good way to fix my heart. It made it a bit worse. Everything is fine, but the font is massive and it's a really, really short book. So this was just enjoyable. This is about when Nick goes to uni. He's obviously 1 year further than Charlie. He goes to uni earlier and how that causes trouble in the relationship and all that stuff. Then I read The Deal. No, I started it, I think it's still in July, and then I kept it for my plane ride because I thought it's quite nice. It was obviously a lot easier for me because I'm on a plane, I can't bring that many books, and my hand luggage was really, really heavy because I only had hand luggage. So I brought a massive tote which was full, so I thought it's easier to put all my books in my suitcase and then just read The Deal on my iPad, because I read it with Apple Books and then it's free, and I thought I wasn't gonna like it that much, right? I thought, I'll probably read it and not want to continue the series. I'm so stupid. I liked it so much. I think I gave it 4.5 stars. So yeah, I gave this book 4 stars. I really, really liked it. I love Hannah. I'm obsessed with her. It's about this guy and he needs a tutor, and he asks this girl, and this girl's like, no thanks, I'm not interested in you, but he's the popular hockey jerk that everyone is in love with, and he was I never get rejected. So it's kind of like that. It's kind of this very stereotypical popular guy and the kind of unknown theater girl. But I loved it. I ate it up, and now I really want to continue the series, but I read it online, so I'm I could read the series online, but if I might as well, I thought I could maybe order a box set. There is no box set. There is no box set of the Off-Campus series, which is so weird. So weird. I decided to read One of the Girls. I got this in England recently, and I didn't realize it was so popular until I went on Goodreads and just looked a bit on the internet, and apparently a lot of this is starting to become a bit more popular. And this was so good. I gave this 5 stars. So this is about a group of girls, and they're going on a hen weekend. Lexi, she's getting married, so she thought let's go on this hen weekend to this island on Greece. But somebody dies. But yeah, so this book is character driven. You would maybe think that it is plot driven because the whole point, everywhere in the blurb on the front, it's all about somebody dying. But it is really just about the group of girls and their lives and their secrets and their bonds together and their connections. In the beginning, it's just really good because you want to get to know all the characters, and I think all the characters are likable. This is one of my favorite reads of the year. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's gonna be in like my tops. And then after that, it's a bit like mystery and like just secrets coming out. I wanted to read a little romance. So I read Beach Read. I really liked this. This was my first ever Emily Henry book, and now I understand why we are obsessed. I really like this. So this is about two authors, and they both have a writer's block, so they decide to switch genres and see who can get their book first published. But obviously like interested in each other or something. The stuff that was said in this book, come on, these quotes made me want to jump out of the window. And there's like some really important topics in this book. It's not just like a cute little fun romance. There's definitely some darker topics to this. So yeah, and the chapters weren't too long, which I really liked. I think I'm just gonna give it 4 stars because it was nice to read, it was easy, I really enjoyed it, and I definitely want to read more of Emily Henry now. And then I read a series on my phone and iPad. So I started reading the Mindfuck series. I started reading this like kind of in between books because the series, it's like a 5-part series, but the books are like 100 pages long. They're really not that long, so I would just like kind of read them in between because it's a mix of like thriller and murder mystery and romance. Because basically what the Mindfuck series is about is that this FBI profiler, I want to be a profiler, so this resonated with me a lot. So this FBI profiler falls in love with this serial killer. We know this from the start, so that's not a spoiler, that's the whole point of the book. I would definitely check the trigger warnings for this book because there is a lot. The first book is The Risk. I gave that I hate myself. First book is The Risk, and I gave that 4.5 stars. Then the second book is Sidetracked, and I also gave that 4.5 stars. Then the third book is Scarlet Angel, and I gave that 4.75 stars. That's the first book I ever gave I think 4.75. The last 2 books are All the Lies and Painted All Red, and gave them both 5 stars because literally at the end of the third book, after that you cannot stop. You need to read it immediately, like so much shit is happening. And the 5th book, I wish I could just give it more. And some people really don't like the series, and I loved it. It's one of my favorite series now, and I wish it went on for longer. I wish there were more than 5 parts. So I read all of these kind of in between, but I thought it's easier if I just do them in one go because otherwise it'll get confusing. Then the next book that I read physically is Malibu Rising, and so many people were waiting for me to read this. And I was waiting for myself also to read this because I was seeing literally everywhere. And everyone really loves this book. Some people say it's their favorite book ever. And I did not expect this to be that good. I thought it was just going to be some drama, a bit like One of the Girls. I thought it was going to be just a little bit drama. But me and my mom, because after my mom read it, we both compared it to the show Dynasty. It's a Netflix show. Well, there was an original show before that, and then they made a modern version and that one is on Netflix. But it reminded of that, just family drama. There's so many important topics in this, and I loved it. It's so raw, and I was on the verge of crying the entire time while reading this. I gave this 4.5 stars. So it is about Riva, and she has an annual end of the summer party every single year. But that it is kind of the main point of the book, but it's just really a lot about her family and about her dad and her mom. Everything has been a 4 or higher so far, which is really good. And then after Malibu Rising, I read Boys Don't Cry. I got this in February, I think. And it's been on my shelf for so long, and my best friend has read this book, and she was like, you immediately need to read this. It's a pretty big font and a quite thin, short book. Everyone was like, this is such a sad book, it's unforgettable, it's emotional, it will grip you, and it will break your heart. And I was like, I will see. I will see how bad this is, okay? And they were right. I was sobbing when I read this, and I finished this just before I had to go to dinner, and I was sobbing so hard. I could not do this. I don't know why. I mean, I know why, but why did the author have to write this, Fiona? So it is a duo, dual point of view, so it's big brother and small brother. My camera's about to die, so I'm gonna charge my camera and I'll be right back, but the sun is going down, so there might be a lighting change. I apologize. Be right back. A good half an hour and a fat pizza later, I'm back. So I'm actually forgetting it. Okay, so I have 2 books that I still completely finished before I will get into the rest. So the other book that I completely finished is Terms and Conditions. It is the second book in the Dreamland Billionaire series. Who was gonna tell me that this one is even better than the fine print? I love this. I cannot wait for 3 to come out, but I also don't want 3 to come out because that means it's over. That means it's over. I can't do that. I know I could start the Dirty Air series, but I'm just not ready to let this universe go. But yeah, no, this is the second part, so we get both point of views. It's about Declan and Iris, and Declan has to marry someone to receive his inheritance from his grandpa. So it's marriage of convenience, kind of like workplace, romance. It's also not Grumpy and Sunshine. They just have like this, they always bicker. So yeah, this one, it was a roller coaster. It gets into the point like from the immediately start. And then the last book that I completely finished was Evidence of the Affair. It is a short story. I had this as an audiobook on my phone through Kindle Unlimited. It's by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and basically it is, you get the story of an affair through letters. So a woman finds these letters of her husband cheating, and so she finds the letters that the woman has been writing to her husband. So she decides to send the letters to her husband to be like, did you know of this? Like, do you have letters? And then they kind of connect, and everything is through letters. Like, the entire story is a short story, but the entire story is through letters, which I found really interesting. And the short story is told through different voices, so you don't get confused. I really liked it. I think I gave it like 3 stars. Like, it was nothing special, but it was really easy. It was nice. It was interesting, but nothing crazy. But I would still recommend. This is my best month so far. I'm really proud of myself, even though I say so. How many books did you guys read this month? Did you have a good reading month? Of neat. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you got recommendations. If not, please leave recommendations for me if you have them. If you're still watching, comment this emoji. And yeah, I will see you when I see you. Bye.